So there are two huge reasons why I love this next story. I grew up in a family of teachers for the deaf, and my husband is Canadian. So we're all pretty excited about the National Hockey League joining forces with PXP for a first-of-its-kind sportscast dedicated completely to the deaf community using American Sign Language. Check it out.
The Stanley Cup Final. It's the battle for the greatest trophy in all of sports. And for the first time ever, it comes to you in American Sign Language.
Tune in every game for a broadcast dedicated to the deaf community. It's the NHL in ASL.
Oh, yeah, this has been a dream accomplishment for Jason Altmann, the COO of PXP, who's been leading groundbreaking projects for the deaf for decades. And now he's doing something no other major sports league has ever tried before, a broadcast and experience for the deaf by the deaf. Jason joins me now, along with his interpreter, Bryce Christensen. We're so thrilled to have you both. Finally, a fully immersive experience for the deaf and sports. So I guess my first question is, why the heck did this take so long?
Well, really, I think that there's always different perspectives when you're looking at the deaf community. There is a population that looks at it as a cultural and linguistic minority that has its own legitimate language, that has a rich history. And there's another perspective where we're viewed as disabled and captions are good enough. And many people don't realize that we're visual learners and we rely on language access just like everyone else. And we're so fortunate to have wonderful partners with the National Hockey League that saw this as an opportunity to make history as the first sports league to offer a first-of-its-kind, fully immersive experience for the deaf community in our language, American Sign Language.
And growing up with Teachers for the Deaf, you are so right. I had to always explain to people, no, being deaf is not a disability. It is a culture. It is a community. And so I feel like I'm still doing that, you know, my entire life. But which is why I honor moments like this and appreciate them. So, Jason, let me ask you, of all the sports, tell me why hockey? How is it that this happened with this specific sport?
And it's a great question. And through our connections, Bryce Christensen had an opportunity to connect with the National Hockey League. And the opportunity was to collaborate together. And we got buy-in from the NHL in 2022 Stanley Cup Final, the commissioner's address. And that was prior to game one, which Bryce interpreted for Commissioner Gary Bettman. And over the past couple of years, we've made incremental progress, and we're here.
I love it, Bryce, how you're talking about yourself like you're not even there. It's awesome. I want people to know you guys are a force together. You have a partnership. Bryce is not just your interpreter, Jason, but you are working together to make a difference for the deaf community, and I love it. So as we watch some of the first broadcasts here, and we're going to roll some elements, describe how this format gives the deaf community something they have never had in sports.
Another great question. And we know that deaf viewers can see the game itself. And what we're trying to accomplish is offer an added value to the game by providing extra contextual cues. How does an injury affect the team's performance? And the rivalry history between both teams. So, for example, Matthew Tkachuk used to play for the Calgary Flames, and there's no love lost between the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers, so we mentioned that. And also during the game, when you have a deflection off the post, that's something that is overlooked within the deaf community. So as hearing people, they can hear that, which are auditory markers, and also the fan engagement. That crowd intensity meter really allows the deaf community to feel connected. So the thought behind it, the care between the NHL and us. They've been so receptive and open to feedback and how to making this a fully immersive deaf experience.
So Bryce and Jason, one more question. Growing up, you know, in the deaf community, I never learned any hockey terms because nobody watched hockey. So please teach me one of your favorite signs so I can not only impress my deaf friends, but my husband, the Canadian, and the hockey fan, please.
I really like slap shot.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let me see it again. So you're grabbing it and throwing it in.
Yep.
I love it. Okay, yes, like you've got the stick and I love it. Slap shot. Okay, I got it. Thank you so very much. This was so exciting to have you here. I'm just thrilled to talk about it, and I can't wait to watch the Stanley Cup in a way I've never had a chance to watch it before. Jason Altmann and Bryce Christensen, thank you so much.
It is absolutely our pleasure. Thank you for having us.